Hello everyone, and today we're making a new video, and this will be on the top 5 most broken Loomians in the whole game. So, there are a lot of Loomians which are really broken currently, and we're going to rank the top 5. So, yeah, let's just head straight into it. So, into the number 5 spot of this broken Loomian. So, we got Venolin. And Venolin isn't the most broken thing in the world. It is powerful, though. It is one of the best range tanks in the game. It can poison, it has barter heavy shackles. Pretty solid ranged attack, too, for a tank. I mean, this thing hits pretty hard. But it's about the bulkiness. And yes, I have clips showing examples on how bulky Venolin is. Yeah, especially if you're up against a Health Amulet Venolin. These guys are very tough to beat. You pretty much have to have melee attackers. Fortunately, the reason why it's not broken is because there are melee attackers that can beat it. Like, there are a lot of them, despite only having 2 weaknesses. A neutral melee attack can 2-shot most of these, so that's why it isn't higher on the top 10. Top 5, I mean. But, yeah. Venolin is number 5, and despite being a very overpowered Loomian, I wouldn't necessarily say it's broken. I think it is definitely overpowered. I think it's overpowered, but I don't think it's broken. If that makes any sense. Another advantage for Venolin is because it's a toxic type, it can actually get rid of poison barbs. So that is another advantage given to Venolin. Considering that a lot of the other range tanks suck, Venolin puts himself cleanly into the number 5 slot. And he does it pretty well, too. Like, Venolin is really, really good. Now we're into the number 4, and this one is going to be a little bit controversial because we got Metronet. And I'm basically saying hypnotize Metronet. Because normal Metronet's fine. It is still overpowered, but I don't think it's broken. But if you add hypnotize into the mix, then that's when some serious problems arise. Because just like Venolin, there is only 2 weaknesses. It's quad weak to bug and weak to fire. But it's faster than Venolin. It has a lot more coverage. So as you can see, this Obsidrugon used Be Slumber. And he basically just gave Metronet these setups for free. And in this, Metronet sweeps this guy's team. Because I outspeed every Loomian on this guy's team. The only stuff that can counter Metronet is bug types that outspeed it, or fire types that outspeed it, which I don't think there's any fire types that outspeed it other than Vocaloa. And even then, Vocaloa doesn't usually run a fire type move. Or Terraclaw. Terraclaw does tank its hits at +3, but even then, it's unreliable. This is why Metronet is number 4, because it can place Hypnotize, and then be bulky and sweep. And to the number 3 slot, we have a no-brainer in the number 3 slot, and it has to be Eclipse. I mean, if you have more immunities and weaknesses, you're definitely broken. Like, Total Eclipse is basically the star of the show here. It has very solid offensive stats, great speed tier, decent bulk, and that's the thing. Eclipse, its stats aren't on fire, but it's that ability. Total Eclipse completely steals the show. As you can see, the Cephalops absolutely screwed. And then look at this clip. This clip is actually really interesting. So I had a Waka Waka. I baited the Eclipse in on the Vesperatu. But my opponent also had a Eclipse. Eclipse is so broken, not even Eclipse can counter Eclipse. Even with Raging Howl, like, not even Eclipse can counter Eclipse. So as you can see here, I'm freaking out. I need to swap. I need to predict the swap into Eclipse. Because as you can see here, I go into Terraclaw. Terraclaw is one of the counters for Eclipse. Here it is. And there are a couple others too, like very clever Tire X. But yeah, that's why Eclipse is in the number 3 slot. More immunities than weaknesses. And also, Total Eclipse. I think that is pretty obvious. So yeah. Number 2, another no-brainer in at number 2, and it is Mutagon? Mutagon, not number 1 on most broken Loomians, top 5? Well, it's number 2, and I think it's obvious that's in the top 3. I mean, I don't think there's even that much to say about Mutagon. Heavy Fist, Brawl Boost, Quick Punch. You win every single battle with that combination. Like, it's impossible to stop. The only way you could really stop Mutagon is if you provoke it before it clicks a Brawl Boost, which even then that might not even work. Or have a Spirit type like Vesperatu, Dusket, or Harvestek, or something that can completely knock out Mutagon. Because, as you can see, this one-shot's Wrestling. And I know it's a super effective hit, but it's a Wrestling. Wrestling, I think, even has better bulk than Mutagon. At least has more health. I don't think its melee defense is higher. But yeah, and it has great melee defense too. So yeah, that's why Mutagon is at the number 2 slot. So yeah, let's see who number 1 is. And number 1 is Tundralyn. And I'm shocked that this Loomian even got past the drawing board. I mean, look at it. It has 130 melee defense. It's a melee defense tank. So it's basically a melee defense tank. With resilience, with body crash, with bulk up, with rejuvenate. Yeah, this guy is literally broken. Like, I have a few clips from the same battle here, keep in mind. And look at that Harvestek. Harvestek did nothing to Tundralyn. And even though Tundralyn is a melee tank, it actually has solid health. It can tank a couple neutral range hits too. So you can see that our Pygo didn't even do that much. It did half. So yeah. And then here it goes again. I come in later in the fight at 177 HP, and then I get a free heal off. Like, that's the thing that makes Tundralyn so hard to bring it down in the long run. Even with Provoke, this guy's hard to stop. And with ice coverage on top of that, it makes it very powerful. And I know this clip seems a little bit more spread up than the other ones, is because Tundralyn sweeps the rest of the battle. The third time I brought it in, he came in, swept. Because he tried to set up on his Harvestek. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter. Tundralyn has set up. So it just makes it's broken. You cannot beat Tundralyn currently in this meta. The only ways you can really even beat him is if you have ranged super effective moves that you can pivot into. That's the only legitimate way you can beat Tundralyn. And yeah, I think from these clips alone, I think it's obvious why Tundralyn is the most broken Loomian in the game. I mean, best, second highest melee defense, resilience with rejuvenate, bulk up, I mean, brawler coverage with ice coverage. I mean, it's obvious why he's the most broken Loomian in the entire game. And here it is. So yeah, Tundralyn, you are officially the king of the most broken Loomian in the entire game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different to the ones I usually make. I'm hoping to make more top 5 or top 10s in the future. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!